It is the number one Bill and Jessica show.
What's up? Good morning. It's going to be partly cloudy today. Chance of a shower later on. Humid. High near 80s.
All right, coming up, we got a 47 ABC update. We also got a phone check with Clarissa Jenkins coming up in the next 10. We had a little schedule change, and we're very excited that we got our buddy back on the hotline, Mayor Rick Meehan from Ocean City. It's been a minute. It's been a little while, so glad to have you back on. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, how's everything?
Everything's going great. The summer's moving along. It's kind of hard to believe that we're already getting ready for 4th of July, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's back up a little bit, and I just want to say Happy Father's Day. Hope you had a great one.
You. Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You have a good Father's Day and all that?
Of course. Yeah, it's always great. Father's Day fun. So, yes, we did.
Good. And you know, like you said, summer's here. You've been enjoying summer, gotten a chance to go to the beach or, you know, walk on. I know you walk on the boardwalk all the time, but, you know, got a chance to get out and do anything fun?
You know, we tried. I've been up riding my bike on the boardwalk. And, we a few times out and about. And, you know, the weather's been a little bit iffy. Boy, I'd really like to see the weather get squared away here. You know, it's been a little iffy lately. But hopefully, as we enter into what's really the main part of the summer season now, that's going to clear up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of walking on the boardwalk, I heard that there's a rumor that our buddy Governor Wes Moore is in town, and you're going to be walking on the boardwalk later on today with him?
That's correct. The governor is in town. MML is in town. That's the Maryland Municipal League.
Okay.
Which represents all the municipalities throughout the state. And there's a big convention at the convention center. That's where I've been yesterday, and I'll be most of the day today. And it's a great opportunity for us to showcase Ocean City to elected officials from throughout the state. And I was at the Mayor's Association luncheon yesterday, and the governor and lieutenant governor both stopped in, which we didn't anticipate. And they're here, and I'm going to be meeting with the governor this morning around 10 o'clock, and we're going to take a walk with some other elected officials down the boardwalk. So
nice.
That's great.
Looking forward to a conversation with the governor. I know he's always happy to be here in Ocean City, and I'll definitely tell him you guys were asking.
Yeah, well, this is what I need you to tell him, all right? So take some notes here, Mayor Rick. This is what you
Okay. Oh, my goodness.
I need you to tell him how you going to come in town.
Goodness.
How you going to come in town and not even tell nobody? I didn't even know. Normally, he checks in with us. We've had him on the show a couple times, and he didn't even call. Isn't that something?
well.
Tell him that Bill and Jessica are a little bit upset. We still love him, but tell him we're a little
don't
bit.
include Jessica's name.
No, tell him.
Bill's a little upset.
Yes.
Don't worry. Look, tell him from.
Hey, Jess is cool with it. She understands.
But Bill is a little bit disturbed that he didn't call.
Well, I guess time with all the other events that are going on with MML, he's probably in the weeds a little bit.
No
So,
excuse.
Bill's not accepting it.
That you're holding a hard line, Baker. I'll tell him.
No, that's great. That's great. So if you guys walk on the boardwalk, what do you guys do? Is there do you grab a pizza from somewhere? Do you play some games? I know, let's be honest, you guys get some photos and stuff like that. Do you get him some thrashers? Like, what do you guys do?
It's really up to him.
Okay.
I think there'll be some other. I'm going to meet with him first for a little while, then we're going to take a walk. There'll be other elected officials, so not really sure. But usually there's a stop at Thrashers, and
Okay.
if I can get him to go into one of the arcades and whip him and see ball.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of see how it plays out.
Make sure it's vinegar, no ketchup.
Yeah, no, well, they don't have ketchup.
No, they
You're
don't.
right. You're
No,
right.
they don't.
Don't be sneaking across there to what is it? The dough roller or whatever to grab ketchup.
Otherwise, yeah.
I think they got a sign up that says customers only or something. You can't have ketchup
Oh
or
my
something.
God.
Last time I was there, you can't go across and take their ketchup for the Thrasher's fries.
Okay.
Right. Well, as you said, 4th of July coming up. First off, before we get into the 4th, let's just go one thing at a time. July the 1st. there's a big law that takes effect. That is the legalization of marijuana in the state of Maryland.
July 1st.
I saw an article in the Dispatch the other day talking about some different things going on in Ocean City specifically, in relation to this law going into effect. Can you talk to us a little bit about, what changes or what happens on July the 1st?
I can. And on July the 1st, recreational marijuana does become legal for adults over the age 21 and older, and are allowed to have in their possession up to 1.5 ounces of recreational marijuana. So it does become legal, but I think what maybe hasn't really been publicized enough by the state, as we approach that date, is the fact that there are still rules and restrictions with regard to the use of cannabis or marijuana,
Right.
and they're similar to alcohol. It's for use in your own private home or wherever, but you cannot smoke marijuana publicly. You cannot smoke it on the beach, the boardwalk, park, streets, public buildings, restaurants, shopping centers. I mean, it is not so that all of a sudden on July 1st, somebody can just walk down the public street smoking cannabis, marijuana, or, partaking just wherever they choose to do so. So I think that's one thing that there might be some confusion about. We're trying to get that message out because we don't want to see anybody do something that's illegal, and possibly because they just didn't know.
Right.
So we think it's going to be pretty confusing. There's also a lot of people that will be coming to Ocean City from jurisdictions outside this state that have not legalized recreational marijuana and might be a little bit astounded or put off by the fact that, now this is something that they're witnessing in other areas or where they're staying or something like that. So we just want to get the message out that, yes, for adults over 21, recreational marijuana can be purchased. It is legal to have in your possession, to smoke, to utilize your own home or private places, but it is not for public consumption.
Now, is that just in Ocean City, or is that everywhere in the whole state?
That's the entire state.
Okay.
And I think that's where there's a lot of confusion. I'm not really sure that people understand that. And, we just want to get that message out so that, we can enforce the laws, but at the same time, people are very aware of what the laws are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've heard that many times, like over the past, months, talking about, July 1st,
Right.
We'll be able to walk down the street and they can't stop us as long as we have the legal amount,
No,
so.
that is, you can have it in your pocket.
Right.
It just can't be smoking.
Partaking. Right.
Yes, partaking. And there's an awful lot of areas that are non-smoking. Or smoke-free places, hotels. There's a lot of hotels that are smoke-free hotels, and that does not give an exception to cannabis or marijuana, whichever you choose to call it.
So any designated smoking areas, that would be, doesn't mean marijuana. It's still just cigarettes.
Well, if it's a designated smoking area, that it could be for cannabis if it's in a public area. A private area.
Okay.
If it's in public, no.
Got it.
It's illegal to smoke marijuana in public, just like you couldn't walk down the beach carrying drinking a can of beer.
Right.
You can't do it on the boardwalk. You can't do it on the public streets. You can't walk into a store, that doesn't have a license for that. So everybody just has to be aware of that. And I do think there's going to be a lot of confusion, and it is cause, some issues for us. We're going to try to mitigate through those circumstances. We don't want anybody to be caught off guard. We don't want somebody that thinks they're doing something legal, be caught in a situation where they're not. So I appreciate the opportunity to kind of get that out there because we're trying to do the best we can. And all of a sudden, we're going to have 300,000 new people coming to town over the next 5 days. So we're going to have to do a lot to educate everybody as to exactly what they can and cannot do.
Yeah, because is that something I'm sure you're going to have a conversation with Governor today about?
I am.
Yeah.
I really, I was at the MML and talking to other mayors, and really a lot of elected officials really aren't exactly sure or haven't been able to communicate what's going to actually happen. So we're going to do the best we can as a town. We've put together together a lot of information. We've started putting it out on our website, on the police website, and everything, because honestly, I really don't think the state has put out a lot of information for the public.
Right. No, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be, a lot of time, like before people start to know all the rules and laws, and it seems to be very confusing at this time. So
yeah, I really wish this would have gone into effect October 1st and not July 1st.
right, especially for Ocean City, right?
Would have been a little bit easier. We're going to be, the second largest city in the state, and we are right now population-wise. So we're gonna have our hands full. So, but thanks for the opportunity. And really, if anybody's talking to their friends or anybody, make sure they all realize exactly. Hey, look, there's some good things about this for those that want to utilize, purchase cannabis. You will be able to purchase it at the medical marijuana outlets in West Ocean City will automatically be able to sell recreational marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
There are no outlets in Ocean City, and that probably won't. The legislation to allow additional recreational outlets probably won't be clarified till sometime late fall. Although the town did pass a resolution to place a moratorium on the issuance of any licenses because all the rules and regulations have not been set in place yet.
Okay.
So we couldn't do it anyway, but we just wanted to make sure that nothing was done that, wasn't what was going to eventually comply with state law. So
now,
we're just trying to walk before we run.
Yeah, let me ask you this real quick, and then we'll move on. But I just wanted to ask you, too, because there's a lot of question out there. What about ones with the medical card? Does anything change as far as them being able to,
Nothing changes with somebody that has a medical card as far as being purchase marijuana. The only difference is that those medical cannabis locations will now be available to sell recreational marijuana to those that are over the age of 21.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good. A lot of good info. And I even learned today from Mayor Rick Meehan. I didn't even know all this. So very interesting. And I appreciate you sharing that. And, keep getting that word out. Because like I said, I think that whether people agree with that or don't agree with it, they need to know the law. You can't have ignorance of the law, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Very good. Very good. So, 4th of July.
Yes.
Yeah, finally. I can't believe it. And it's almost bittersweet because you look forward to the 4th of July. You love the 4th of July. But then I feel like as soon as the 4th of July hits, you blink and summer's gone. Like you don't want to rush it. You don't want to rush it to get here. But everybody loves the 4th of July in Ocean City. I know I heard this year that fireworks are going to go off as planned at the different locations. Mayor, tell us about it. Give us a rundown.
You're right. We wait for Memorial Day, then boom, it's the 4th of July.
Yes.
And you guys are absolutely right. Then if you blink quickly, it's Labor Day.
Man.
But, we're excited about 4th of July. Of course, it's on Tuesday this year. We do have 2 great fireworks displays scheduled. We haven't had a lot of luck fireworks displays recently.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Everything they're not going to be delivered in a box truck out on the beach, right?
Oh boy, Bill.
What? I'm just saying.
Let's not bring up the past.
No, look, we got to get him in here, right?
I don't know. That might have been the biggest bang we ever had.
Right.
Certainly got us a lot of publicity, but that's not on the.
Oh my gosh.
This year, we're hoping to be able to have both our fireworks displays on Tuesday evening to celebrate the 4th, both downtown, just off the boardwalk, around the North Division Street area, really anywhere downtown, along the beach. The beach should be crowded, then also up at Northside Park. So, both displays are planned. We're looking forward to it. We increased the budget for fireworks on the 4th of July this year.
Nice.
To really, ramp up the shows a little bit. So, we're hoping we get a break with the weather, and we're able to do that. So many people, come to town and go out on the beach or go up to Northside Park and, and just really make that a family event. So we're really hoping that that's going to go off as planned this year.
That's awesome.
No, you know what? I'm looking ahead. Partly sunny, high 84. That's on Tuesday. 87 Monday, 84 Wednesday, 85. I mean, next week's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So.
As days like that, I can tell you we're really looking forward to being able to celebrate the 4th like that. And, everybody just enjoys it so much. So big plans, and hopefully we're going to go with your weather forecast so things look good.
Love it. Love it. Well, look, Mayor Rick Meehan, thank you so much for checking in. We love when you call in. We appreciate it. And happy 4th to you and your beautiful family. Hope you guys enjoy it and have fun today on the boardwalk with the governor. And, we look forward to talking to you soon. And I look forward to your Thrashers pictures on Facebook.
All right. You guys have a great 4th. Everybody listening, have a very, very safe holiday weekend and enjoy the 4th of July.
Yes, Mayor Rick Meehan, thank you so much for checking in. You have a great day.
Okay, talk to you soon, guys.
There he goes, Mayor Rick Meehan from Ocean City. It's our buddy, 8:39. We got more coming up. And